AITA for telling my BIL to pay me $700 for my lost coat when I bought it for $100? Last year I was at the mall with my fiance when I saw this awesome cashmere wool coat. It was perfect in every way and there was only one left in my size. The best news was that it was on clearance for $100, so I bought it without a second thought. I have worn it several times last year, but it hasn't been cold enough this year for me to break out the coat. Last week when I saw the news about the upcoming cold front, I decided it was time to take it to the dry cleaners so that I can wear it this week. After tearing all my closets apart without seeing it, I asked my fiancé if she had seen it. She told me that she haven't seen me wear it in a while, so she lent it to her brother to wear to a wedding. I was annoyed at hearing this but decided not to make a big deal, so I simply told her to tell her brother to bring it back so I could get it dry cleaned. Thursday rolls around and he hasn't brought it back, so I asked her about it again. Nothing. Come Friday, and I haven't heard anything, so I called him. He said that he told my wife on Tuesday that he got drunk at the wedding and lost my coat. I was super annoyed at this, so I told him he owes that exact coat from that exact brand. Last night my fiancé came home from work in a mood and handed me $100. She said that her brother dropped off the money and I shouldn't have made her brother pay for the coat since I knew he doesn't make very much and I haven't worn it but a handful of times. I looked at the $100 and told her I wanted a replacement coat or the amount it currently costs so that I can buy a new one, and that $100 won't cover it. She said he went to the store and it cost $700 now, but she knew I only paid $100 for it, so she told him $100 would cover the cost. I argued that $100 doesn't buy me a new coat. We went back and forth but couldn't find any common ground. She offered to throw in an extra $100 of her own money and said sarcastically that I'm coming out ahead. I argued that I'm still out a coat and nothing will satisfy my loss except for a replacement coat. She argued that I don't have to have the exact coat and that I can buy a similar one with $200. She thought I was being ridiculous and called her parents on speakerphone. Of course they sided with their children and her dad tried to say that a man shouldn't be so hung up on a coat. I told him that a man replaces what he loses. So now they're all mad at me for wanting to make a profit from their son and intimating that he's not a man. Am I wrong for wanting the same coat as a replacement? NTA. I don't see this as an attempt to make a profit. I see this as a man wanting his coat replaced. Just so happens the value of the coat went up. If a thief steals from a home and takes gold bars from the safe, when the thief is convicted and ordered to pay restitution, the current value of the gold bars is considered, even if the value of the gold bars were significantly less at the time of purchase. Bill needs to have some integrity and take personal responsibility. He borrowed the coat, and he lost it. As a man, you pay your debts. Bill is an for losing the coat. But it happens. And the manly, correct response is to replace it. GF is definitely an for lending the coat out without talking to OP about it. GF is also an for not being forthcoming with OP about Bill losing the coat. GF is also an for deciding how much Bill should pay to replace the coat on her own without consulting OP. There are some red flags with OP's GF that he should probably take into consideration. NTA. They wanted to borrow the nice coat because it was expensive and looked good for a wedding. You got lucky, they stole your luck and you are now out a good quality coat. Fair to ask for a replacement. But phone the venue and taxis as often get hand-ins. If not, relationships are already blown, so may as well get the money. Letting them off now isn't going to mend that. Well, it is just a coat. But the fact that your fiancé gave your stuff away without even telling you, let alone asking, didn't tell you it was lost, Made no effort to see your reasoning and then went to daddy for help. Makes her a huge awe. NTA. And you have a GF problem. NTA. Obligatory. You don't have a bill problem. You have a fiancé problem. Talk to her that it was absurd of her to just randomly lend out your stuff without asking, and that this was only exasperated by the lend object getting lost. It is now up to her to replace the coat she took. Whether she makes her brother pay or not is irrelevant. She is the one that took your coat without asking. She is responsible for a reasonable replacement. Maybe asking for $700 is a bit much, but she can go with you to the shop and waste the time finding a comparable coat and pay for it, investing both the time and money that she is expecting you to invest. Edit. My last paragraph was maybe not perfectly worded, and I'm getting way too many comments on it, so let me rephrase. Maybe asking for the $700 in cash can be seen as trying to make a profit. It is better to make clear that you want the same coat, or at least a coat that you consider equal as the one that was taken from you, either by having Bill hunt down how he lost it, or your fiancé pays the time and financial cost to get you the coat, whatever it may cost. NTA. She didn't hand her brother $100. She handed him a coat. He didn't need $100 for the wedding. He needed a coat. I do a lot of bargain hunting and thrifting. I buy things for a low cost that have a higher value, because I invest time and expertise into knowing what to buy. In this case, your financial investment was $100, but you also were in the right place at the right time to find a coat at a deep discount. You stored it and kept it in good condition. You had enough knowledge to see the value in it, a value that your brother-in-law appreciated because he decided that it was nice enough to wear to a wedding. When your Bill took the coat, he valued it at more than $700. They owe you a similar coat. Now, if he can find one for $100, sure, and it needs to be the same materials and quality as the one he lost. That is work he needs to put in, not you. You are dumping the girlfriend, right? NTA. Your fiancé is playing games with you on a seemingly minor issue. The problem is her willingness to put you last in this situation. She should have asked you before lending out your property. She should have tried to get it back long before you tried to find it. Once it was missing, she should have replaced it. You have a bigger issue if you marry her. NTA. Show them this post you have a fiancé problem. This is one of many future problems that your fiancé will side with her family instead of you. It sounds like your Bill saw your coat and wanted to wear it because he likes to live above his means, and maybe he doesn't have nice things not just because he doesn't make a lot of money, but also doesn't take care of things. If you want, try to work on some common ground. If they keep guilting you, well, then it becomes more than just the coat. Do you see yourself dealing with BS like this your entire life? You deserve an exact replacement if that is what you want. NTA. It's not unreasonable to expect your Bill to replace your coat. Your coat is not a car. There's no depreciation value. You want the coat. He should get you the coat, especially since he's not buying the coat. He lost it while drunk. Your wife's family has an interesting take on integrity and ethics. I think it's fair for the Bill to pay $100. The fiancé, however, owes the other $600. Yes, Bill lost it like a doofus, but the fiancé lent it out without permission to someone she probably knew was not going to be responsible. I would never loan something out that belonged to someone else without talking to them first, even if it was $7. Reconsider this relationship. Given how she sees no issue with stealing from you, being generally disrespectful, gaslighting you, oh, it's not that bad, get over it, and bringing her parents into your relationship where they don't belong. This is your future with every single future disagreement. ETA, NTA. I don't see Op trying to make a profit from fiancé's brother. I see Op wanting to have a coat again. NTA. Fiancé is for loaning the coat out without asking. The brother is for losing it and not replacing it. And the parents are for thinking you should just suck up being out a coat through their kid's fault. Shouldn't you be more upset at your fiancé than Bill? Your fiancé was the one that lent out your coat to Bill. NTA. I think it's more a GF problem though. She lent your items without your permission. Yes, Bill was irresponsible and lost it. But she lent it in the first place and without permission. For all you know, she told Bill you gave permission to wear it. How would GF feel if you loaned and lost some of her favorite possessions? Then downplayed what it cost? They should each up $350. NTA. And think long and hard if this what you want to marry into. Marriage isn't about being happy together, that's easy. Marriage is about getting through conflicts and stress and bad times together. As a team. NTA. Your fiancé lent out your cherished coat without asking. And now she and her family are downplaying the replacement. It's her responsibility to make things right. Not to cheap out on a sentimental item that has been lost by her own brother. You're not wrong for wanting a proper replacement. And her dismissal of your feelings is not okay. NTA. It will cost you $700 to replace the coat. That you spent wisely when you bought it is nobody's business. You are not going to find a coat like that for $100 again. NTA. But your fiancé sure is. NTA. If someone took my stuff, lost it, and refused to replace it, I'd be apoplectic. NTA. I'd never lend out my significant other's things without asking for permission. NTA. Why doesn't the loser contact the venue to recover the coat? Your partner is responsible as she did the lending. Sell her clothes to replace your coat. So by GF logic, if Op received the coat as a gift, he'd be owed no money to replace the coat? Op is NTA. GF is.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.